What's going on? Brian Tong here, and Apple loves all their own products like their own children, but let's talk about the 6 new Apple products that are expected to launch early this year. And we're not talking about the whole year, but just the next few months, so hold on to your butts. And let's call them the Magnificent 6, right? I think the one that will really shake things up for Apple and the laptop market as a whole, Apple will reportedly release a low-cost MacBook to finally compete against Chromebooks and cheaper, more affordable PCs. This is the year that it could happen with a rumored 12.9-inch MacBook that will run an A18 Pro chip. That's an iPhone class chip, but more than powerful enough to do everything from web surfing, email, word processing, and work with photos and video too. Plus, being extremely power efficient and coming in a variety of colors that are reportedly similar to the entry-level iPad. It's been rumored to be priced between $599 and $699, and reports have positioned it to be released somewhere in the first quarter of 2026. And this could really shake up the entry-level PC market, knowing how reliable and how well-designed MacBooks are, and also pretty stylish with those colors, right? They need to really get back into that education market space. And if there's one product to have the biggest impact on the laptop market and Apple's bottom line this year, this is the entry-level MacBook for me. Okay, let's stick with the MacBooks and look to the new 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros with the M5 Pro and M5 Max chips. Now, we saw the standard M5 chip launch in 3 products last fall with the entry-level MacBook Pro. There was an iPad Pro with an M5 and Apple Vision Pro with an M5. Those were more incremental upgrades, but we never got higher-end versions of that. So all reports point to early 2026 for their debut, and that could make for a nice entry-level MacBook and then MacBook Pro announcement at the higher end together in the next few months. Okay, next up, Apple still has one more iPhone model it didn't upgrade, and that would be the iPhone 17e, which is primed to appear in the first half of this year. It was last February that we saw the 16e, so we could maybe see the 17e around the same time. It's expected to get the same A19 chip as the iPhone 17 with the new center stage camera and a couple of design changes. There will be no more notch, okay, so that's gone. And then instead, you're gonna get the dynamic island. There's thinner bezels and MagSafe support finally coming, which was my #1 criticism of the 16e, especially for its price. Now, Apple's entry-level budget iPhone will likely start at $599. All right, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, UBG. It's an app that you download onto your phone for either the Apple App Store or Google Play Store that allows you to get eSIM data plans in over 200 destinations around the world. There are no out-of-pocket charges or surprise roaming charges. You don't have to lock in for a long commitment of time either, and it's the only app rechargeable even without Wi-Fi connection or cellular data credit left. Now, the eSIM data plans will activate when you arrive at your destination as long as you have activated your eSIM and select it as the source of your mobile data. There is no need to swap out a physical SIM card because this is eSIM. And when I was in Japan, I didn't want to rent a pocket Wi-Fi and carry something extra around with me. I just went with eSIM. Plus, you can tether your plan to share your connection with other devices that are on the same trip with you as well. So use promo code Brian Tong to get a 10% discount and click on the link in the description to get signed up today with UBG. Now, let's look at the iPads next, and we are expecting 2 new ones early this year. A new M4 iPad Air, which is not only more affordable, but honestly, almost really just what people need in an iPad. It's almost everything, unless you have to have the best display, an OLED tandem display with an iPad Pro, or just an iPad that you want to do some real professional work on. But you could still do professional work on an Air as well, and there are rumors of an OLED display iPad Air, but hey, that's not expected to show up until next year. Now, this new M4 iPad Air will bring more power and potentially new colors, but nothing else really new. Okay, the other iPad, right? Let's talk the entry-level base model iPad. That's expected to get a processor spec bump with an A18 chip that will bring Apple Intelligence to its most affordable model. It's expected to keep the same design. They don't really need to do much to the entry-level iPad at all. It's actually a great deal for someone who wants a tablet, for even their first tablet, for general use, gaming, and watching media content without having to spend extra money. And I would expect both iPads here to be part of an online announcement instead of some big keynote event. That's just me. Now, the other Air product we could see early this year, a new M5 MacBook Air. You know what? I didn't want to go back to back to back with MacBooks, so I put it here just to mix this up. And I also know some of you were saying to yourself, what about the new M5 Air in the first part of the video? Yeah, I gotcha. But not too much is known about this other than the same 13-inch and 15-inch display offerings with the same sleek design that is perfect for most users. This does not need a redesign, and this, to me, is the laptop that I tell everyone to look at first before anything else, before any other model, because it's so freaking good. And the big upgrade will be the M5 chip. There could be some smaller under-the-hood upgrades, but a new M5 MacBook Air is also on the list of new products for early 2026. So if you add that all up, that's 6 products, but what could be the surprise wild card, right? How about a new Apple Studio display? We know there's one in the works that even showed up in earlier revealed operating system code. Reports claim it will get a 120 Hz ProMotion refresh rate for the first time with support for HDR, an A19 chip inside that. I hope they actually utilize to treat this not only like a display, but also I'd like to see their displays act like an Apple TV. It has the processing power inside to do that. I think of people like young people that might be getting something like this in their bedrooms or their dorms. That would be really cool. Plus a new center stage camera as well. Now, this hasn't been updated since it first released in March of 2022, and it's about time that we see a new one. And we didn't even talk about Apple's rumored smart home hub, the Apple TV 4K that was rumored to come out at the end of last year, and HomePod Mini 2 that I feel like will make more sense to debut alongside the new Google Gemini-based Siri and its new functionality. Now, that should really be its own thing or sometime right before or at WWDC 2026. So there you go, the 6 new Apple products that we are expecting to see in early 2026. And this is just part of one of the busiest years that I think we'll ever see from Apple, where we are expected to see over 20 new products launching this year. Some are refreshes and some are all new products that we've never seen from Apple before. So buckle up, y'all, because 2026 is going to be a huge and busy year, and that's probably a good thing for all of us. All right, that's going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast with the latest stories and special guests. Plus, you can support all my content with an ad-free version of the podcast, early access to my content, and exclusive content at patreon.com/BrianTong. Thanks so much for watching and supporting it, and we will see you on the next video. While I'm away, I'm here, but yeah, you get it. All right, take care, everybody. Peace and love.